everyone, welcome back to In Her Rubber Boots. So today I'm going to do something a little different. Today I'm actually going to talk about the basics for a rabbit. If you don't know, I have a hobby rabbitry called the Rubber Boot Rabbitry, and so I have a lot of experience raising rabbits, and I thought I would share with you what you need if you are just getting a rabbit. So I'm just going to cover all of the basics, the things you need to buy, what you need to feed the rabbit, just how to take care of a rabbit. Starting with what you need for a rabbit. So the first thing that you need is a cage. Ideally, you want a cage that is big enough that the rabbit can do multiple hops within the cage when they are full grown. And better yet would be if you get a cage plus you get a run. So a run like this is helpful because you can use it for letting the rabbit run around inside as well as letting the rabbit run outside, and it folds up so you don't have to actually have a large space for it. And if you want, you can even attach it to your cage that you have, and then maybe during the day or when the rabbit is in a safe area, you can let the rabbit just jump back and forth between its cage and this run. So I would recommend having both of those, but at minimum you need a cage that is large enough for the rabbit to move around, sprawl out, that kind of thing. The second thing that you need is a food dish. I would go with a low food dish that is heavy, because a lot of rabbits will tip the food dish and then waste a lot of food. So if you have a low heavy dish, that will help them to not waste as much. The third thing you need is something for water. A lot of people use a water dish. I would recommend using a water bottle. If you go with a large size water bottle, you won't have to fill it up as often, and then that will cut down on the amount of time that you have to take care of the rabbit. It also means that you can leave the rabbit for longer without having to worry that the rabbit doesn't have water. So the next thing that you need is bedding. You can get shavings, you can get like a paper-based pellet kind of a thing. Just make sure that it says it's safe for rabbits. So this next thing is optional, but I would definitely recommend it, and that is a litter box. So if you get a litter box, you will use less bedding and it will take less time to clean their cage. It also means that if you let them run around in a room or even free, that you can train them to use that litter box, and then you don't have to be cleaning up after them. It's quite easy to litter train them. Usually they will naturally go in one area of their cage, and so if you just put the litter box in that area, usually they will just go in it. If you find that that's not working, you might have to clean up after them and make sure that the area that they have pooped or peed is has no scent left there, so that they can't smell that they've used the bathroom there. And just make sure that the bedding that you put is only in the litter box. Don't put bedding in the rest of the cage. Now, as far as extras go for their cage, such as getting something for them to hide in or play with, that kind of thing, you can use things like paper towel rolls, preferably something that doesn't have dye in it, because they will eat some of the cardboard. If you want to buy something for them, I would get something like this, or more of a box shape that they can sit on top of, because they do like to sit on top instead of hide inside a lot of the time, especially if they are not feeling scared. So they don't need those things, but those are optional things that you can get as well. Now, in regards to food, they really only need two things, and that is pellets and hay. As far as pellets go, do not get anything that has extra fruits or seeds or little different shaped things inside. Those things are really sugary, they're not good for the rabbit. They should just have straight pellets. It should say that it's for a rabbit on the bag. You also should have hay for them. There are lots of different types of hay. I won't get too much into all the different types. The most important is that you have both hay and pellets for them. When they're little, they can have unlimited pellets, and then as they get older, they should have smaller amounts of pellets, but always unlimited amounts of hay. So this will keep them from getting bored, because they are grazers and they like to eat all the time. But if they're always eating pellets, then they will get really chubby and it's not very good for them. And the hay also keeps their teeth from getting too long. As far as treats go, you don't need to buy a lot of the different treats that they sell in the store. Most of the treats that they sell are actually not even very good for the rabbits. They're full of sugar. It's not something that they would naturally eat. So I would stay away from the majority of those treats. if you want to give your rabbit treats, I would give them oats, just like rolled oats that you would buy in the store. They love oats. They also really just love things like dandelions and grass, clover leaves. Just make sure that they haven't been sprayed with any pesticides. And then you can feed them fresh foods. Now, when they are a baby, they shouldn't have any fresh foods. When they get to be a few months old, you can start introducing fresh food. Just introduce a very small amount at a time. So I'm talking like a centimeter of a carrot. And you can let them try that. If they still have round, firm poop after, you can continue to give them more. If you see that it gives them diarrhea, you should definitely stop. They cannot have iceberg lettuce. I know that in cartoons they show them eating carrots and lettuce. They can eat carrots, they cannot eat iceberg lettuce. Even other kinds of lettuce you have to go easy on, but iceberg lettuce is definitely deadly for them. So please do your research, make sure that you know what fruits and vegetables they can have. There's too many for me to list, but you need to make sure that you know which ones they can have, because too many fruits and vegetables can be deadly for your rabbit. Rabbits also should have their nails trimmed. I would recommend getting clippers that are meant for like a dog or that kind of thing, that are maybe a little less dangerous to use on them. So again, optional, because you could also take them to a vet or have someone come in and trim their nails. But if you're going to trim them yourself, you'll want to have nail clippers. Some other tips for rabbits. If you have a rabbit and you're finding that the rabbit is really shy and you're not sure how to tame the rabbit, the best thing to do is to let the rabbit come to you. So rabbits are by nature animals that are prey. So that means that they think that everything is danger, they're scared of everything, and it's only because in the wild they would have to do that to survive. So they naturally think that everything is out to get them. So the best thing to do is to let the rabbit come to you. You know, if you have the rabbit in a room and it's loose, just sit there quietly and let the rabbit come over to you. Maybe have a little treat when the rabbit does come near you, give the treat to the rabbit, maybe give it a little pet. Don't force the rabbit to have to be picked up or held all the time. And having said that, they actually don't like to be picked up a lot. Part of this is because they don't like to be suspended in the air. If you do need to pick up your rabbit, I will insert a clip on the right way to do that. So this is the proper way to hold a rabbit. You want one hand under their bum. If you find that they're going to jump, you can always put your hand over their face to stop them. But otherwise, you can even grab their scruff here as long as you've got their skin. Just don't hold them that way, but you can do that if they were about to jump over your shoulder. But best is one hand under here, and then one hand that can go over their face if they're getting scared. So again, picking them up, hand under the bum, bring them towards you, hold them like that. Also keep in mind, the more time you spend with the rabbits, the nicer they're going to be. If you leave your rabbit in your cage for weeks and then pull it out and expect it to be tame, it's just not going to be the case. So spend time with the rabbits, and that's what will make them friendly. Well guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you got something out of this. Do share the video if you have other people that you know that got rabbits, especially around Easter time. A lot of people get pets and don't know how to take care of them. A rabbit is just like having a cat or a dog. They're just as important. And so I hope that you learned something from this and that you'll be able to take care of that rabbit and give them a good life and enjoy them. If you guys did enjoy this, please do give it a thumbs up. I would love it if you'd subscribe. I do a whole lot of videos, different kinds, but I could do more like this if I have a lot of people interested. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!